Hello everyone, my name is Jeannie Zhang, the founder at the Springdale Law Group, your family wealth planning attorney. Currently, we're based in Austin, Texas, but we handle family wealth planning for all 50 states. And I have Mia with me today, and she's one of our associates. She's also specialized in family wealth planning. Today, we want to tell you a true story, a car accident. My friend recently got into a car accident, and Mia you can tell us about what exactly happened.
Yes, so her friend Taylor was on her way to work and to drop her kids off like every other morning here in Austin. After she dropped her kids off on her way to work, she came to an intersection in a neighborhood where they just experienced some power issues. So the traffic lights weren't working as they normally do. So it's a four-way intersection, and all the other drivers were treating it like a stop and go. You know, when the red light flashes, you stop, you look around, and then you go. So that's how all the other drivers were treating this intersection. And it's what Taylor did, her friend. And she goes through the light, and all of a sudden, a guy did not stop. The other driver just didn't look, was going way too fast,
And T-boned her.
and ended up flipping her.
Her car flipped over, and she got sent to the hospital. My friend called me that day, and she showed me the video. It really got me thinking that I have a lot of bad habits while driving. I don't wear seatbelt. Do you?
Well, my car beeps at me if I don't. But,
Well, I just wait until it stops beeping.
yeah. I change songs while I drive. You know, you look at an email or you look at, oh, my mom called me.
My husband bitched about me because I always picking up clients' phone calls while I was driving, and sometimes even responding emails.
Yeah.
I think I was awesome. I was responding emails while I was driving. I can do that.
Oh, we all have some habits.
This is like warning call for me. Like after I watched this, I thought that, well, if she doesn't wear seatbelt that day, the car flipped over, then bad things happen. She probably will be mentally ill.
Yeah, she probably had suffered a brain injury.
Yeah,
I mean, broken bones.
She has a good job.
Yeah.
She has an adorable kid.
Yeah.
If I got into this situation, then wow, I can't imagine. My life will be horrible.
Right.
So after this, I started. I'm wearing seatbelt. I promise I wear seatbelt every day when I go to work, while I'm driving, and stop testing responding emails while I'm driving. And another thing, I'm glad that I have a family wealth planning in place.
Yeah.
Just in case these things happen, because I'm a family wealth planning attorney, and we already have a planning in place years ago. And just to be prepared, if such things happened, that we already have a planning.
Mm-hmm.
We have someone there to pick up my kids and go to the hospital, make the medical decision, and then have access to my bank account, making sure all your bills are paid.
So accidents like this happen, unfortunately, all the time. These are things that are beyond your control. Her friend that day, she was being a responsible driver, and this still happened. You know,
she was doing everything right. But sometimes it happens beyond your control. The other driver hate you. He just picked you on that day. You are not lucky.
Yeah, and if you happen to live in Texas, you guys know how crazy the drivers on the roads are. So anything can literally happen at any moment, and we want you guys to be prepared.
So the only thing that you can control is to have a plan in place.
And when it comes to family wealth planning, you know, it's obviously takes care of your finances and your assets, make sure your debts are paid. But beyond that, and more importantly, in my opinion, it's a way to protect your children, especially if you have minor children. You know, in the event that you are hospitalized, injured, incapacitated, what have you, there is a plan in place for your child. You have worked so hard up to this point in your life to have a job to provide a roof over their head, food on the table, good schools, education, all of those things that you've provided for your child to give them a comfortable home to come home to, and that can all change in a split second if you don't have an effective estate plan in place. As I'm sure y'all are familiar with the process, if you, as a parent, end up in the hospital, and maybe like her friend Taylor, her husband is overseas right now, so she was kind of acting as the sole caretaker. That happens, the police will show up to pick your kids up, or CPS will. And all of a sudden, your kid is so used to coming home to this comfortable house with his loving parents, and all of a sudden, he's being picked up by a stranger, an officer. And if you are in the hospital for long enough, longer periods of time, weeks or even months, your child will then be placed into foster care.
No, I don't want my kids to grow up in the foster care.
No one wants their kid to be looked after by a stranger. The person that you choose and who you trust and who you appoint as guardian of your children is who you want to be there for them. Not only obviously to provide, make sure that they have food and a roof, but also it's going to be a stressful time. If your parent is in the hospital or has experienced an injury, an accident, for a kid, that can be a very highly emotional, highly stressful situation already. It's better for them to be comforted by someone you trust and someone that they know.
Yeah. Family wealth planning is really a plan for the next generation, for your kids.
Right.
It's just like a insurance.
Yeah.
Right? And everyone has a car insurance. Everyone has a healthcare insurance.
Right.
It doesn't mean that we have a cancer where we might get into a car accident tomorrow, right? But everyone has a car insurance and healthcare insurance.
Right.
Family wealth plan is just like insurance, but this is for your kids, for your children, for someone that you love. So there's no reason that you don't have it, because this is for your kids, someone that you really care.
Right. We all maintain car insurance, but we don't get rear-ended every day. But well, if you live in Austin, you might. You know, we have those things in place in case something happens. So why wouldn't you want that same policy in place for your children and your family?
And the good thing about family wealth planning is like you don't need to pay every year. It's just a one-time payment, and you set up the foundation. You have a comprehensive plan. Then everything's covered. And just in case anything happened like this, you know who will be right there for your kids, who will pick them up, who will provide financial support, making sure that they graduate from college. Right? Always do the family wealth planning before it's too late.
Right.
Whenever you still can, you can control the unexpected accidents happen to you, but you can control the planning. You can do the planning. You have the time, you have the money, you should do that sooner or later. We want to have you prepared before it's too late. We have a really good example that we have a very a lovely couple who came to our office a couple weeks ago. They live in Canada, but the husband is a US citizen. He has assets in Texas, and he got into a car accident in Canada. Now he's in coma. He's in the hospital. The wife called us, and then she said, is there anything that I can do? I have no access to the bank account. I don't know how many assets that he has. I don't know the life insurance policy. If anything happened to him, who am I gonna call?
Yeah, and unfortunately at that point, you know,
it's too late.
It's too late.
We couldn't do anything. We hope that he will wake up. Then we can have a plan for them.
And so we want to prevent you guys from making that kind of call to us and us have to say that it's too late.
It's a warning call for me. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah.
I think it should be a warning call for everybody, because you're doing everything right. Don't run your life at a risk.
Right.
Without the planning, you're running your life at a risk. There's maybe a slight chance that accident happened. It will bring you down to the hill.
Yeah. And if anything, you know, don't do it for yourself, do it for your family.
Having a plan is better than no plan.
Even if you just have us draft you a simple plan, if you decide a few weeks down the road you need to make a change, because things change in families all the time, we offer free changes to your plan for the first 3 months after we draft it for you. So
the reason we do that is because we want you to have a plan right there. You can choose whoever it comes to your mind first. Just have a plan right there, just in case anything might happen like this. Everything will be covered. And then within 3 months, if you change your mind, you want to change the trustee, you want to change the beneficiary, we'll do that for free.
It is better to have something in place than to have nothing in place. We can control. If you have something in place, we have control over those things. But if you don't have a plan, no control. No one has any control.
Another thing that makes our law firm outstanding is we offer a 3-year free review. Signing with us and designing a plan with us, our relationship just started.
Yeah.
It's not a one-time transaction. Every 3 years, we'll meet with you. Someone will review your plan, making sure that your plan is updated, because sometimes the family dynamic changed. Sometimes the law has been changing, right? We want you to be informed. We want you to be prepared. We want to make sure that your plan is up to date whenever you need to use it, so your money is well spent.
Absolutely. Yep. We form, these are lifetime relationships with our clients, and we will always make sure that your plan is up to date and that your plan reflects your current wishes at that time.
If you think our video is very informative and useful, please subscribe our channel. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation, feel free to schedule an appointment with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.